Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. So in this video I've got some very good news, super exciting news for you. And on the same time, which you don't want to hear are some of the bad news as well for you guys, which will be all in this video summarized for you with full proper information. So with this, let's straight away get started with this video. So yes, as you've guessed, we will be starting with the good news first. So the very first news is in terms of one of the scheme which has been launched by the UK government once Rishi Sunak went to India and he met Prime Minister Modi, and the scheme was a young professional scheme. Now what does this scheme means is that there will be 3,000 visas which will be offered to Indian students and professionals aged between 18 and 30 to live and work in the UK for 24 months. And there's a similar offer is granted to British nationals in India annually. So like this is a new scheme which is really helpful for all of the Indian graduates. So with this kind of scheme you can actually come to the UK without even studying in the UK. So before you need to study, and then if you're able to get the skilled worker visa, then you can only work. But with this scheme, if you're a person who has recently graduated in the UK, you'll be able to come in the UK and live and work here for up to 24 months. So it is a very great initiative done by the UK government for any of the Indian graduates and the Indian students, that they can upskill them by coming and working in the UK, or otherwise they can also look for a long-term kind of a settlement in the UK itself, given the fact that they'll be working and living here for 24 months. And always there are extensions given by the government by that specific company where you'll be working. So again, you can look for your long-term prospects in the UK. So now the second good news is in terms of your national minimum wage. So if you don't know, so in the UK we have got a concept of national minimum wage, which actually means is that all the employees will be actually getting a specific minimum wage. So especially the developing countries, we don't have this concept, but in developed countries, especially in the UK where I've been staying here for the last 4 to 5 years, like we have got this concept of national minimum wage. And now the current national minimum wage was around £9.50. Now it will be increasing to £10.42 for the people who are above the age of 23 from next year in the April month. And also if you are less than 23 years, there will be still some increase as compared to this year. Okay, so there will be some around 60 pence to about £1 increase for the other age categories as well. So it's a very good news for you that so the wage is going to be going up. Now like this is just a one side of the story. Now I'll move into the second side of story, which will be in terms of the bad news, and you'll be able to understand more of the cost of living going up and all those concepts once I talk about the bad news itself and the UK government's new plan. Before we move to the next section, I've got a very special and exciting offer for my audience who are watching these videos. The offer is from NordVPN. So now if you're someone like me who has migrated from their own country to the UK for, let's say, educational purposes or for your professional endeavors, you'll be definitely finding NordVPN very useful. Now how's that? If you're from US, you'll be able to watch all those local US based movies and the web series, right? Whereas if you come to the UK, it's called Amazon Prime UK, right? You no longer have access to all those movies, right? You suddenly lose all that variety, right? And that's where NordVPN comes as a solution. All you can do is just by one single click, you can go to that specific location. We'll just change your virtual location just with one single click. Moreover, let's say if it was a developing country, the subscription prices are generally lower for the streaming services, which also means that you also save extra bucks on all the streaming services such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, and etc. right? So personally for me, I always use NordVPN whenever I'm accessing the internet because of the two reasons mentioned previously. But also the third reason is that no one can spy on me. I get extra privacy. And the fourth reason, and the most important one, is the threat protection offered by NordVPN, right? Now the threat protection is to offer you more comprehensive security against cyber threats. So now what that means is that NordVPN will be blocking any of the malicious ads or any harmful website or files you might encounter when you're accessing the internet. So it's a really great feature being offered by NordVPN. So now for my audience specifically, I've got a very special offer from NordVPN for all of you who are watching this video, that you can get NordVPN 2-year plan plus 4 months free by clicking on this link, right? This is also mentioned in the description box and also in the comment. I definitely want you to click on that link and get your NordVPN subscription. As I said, the benefit is immense, as I've already explained to you before, right? The secondly, it's like risk-free with 30 days money-back guarantee, specifically from NordVPN. So definitely check out NordVPN. And now back to the video. Now yes, you're here in terms of the bad news. The things which I've got is, the first is in terms of the cost of living, where we left in the very first section of this video. So the cost of living is really going up. Like, it's not expected, it is definitely going up, right? It's already been going up. So the inflation was up by 11.1% last last month. So yeah, so inflation means that the cost of prices in general has increased here in the UK. The second thing is that there is tax freeze. Now like this is something to be really aware of if you're coming to the UK. So now this tax freeze is in terms of their personal allowance. Now let me just explain it, right? I don't want to throw a lot of jargon at you. So right now the personal allowance is around £12,500. Usually every single year this limit of personal allowance goes up, let's say by 500 or 1,000 pounds. So which means that if it goes up, let's say to 13,500 pounds, it means that you can earn this amount of money tax free. Right now it's 12,500. In normal condition it should have been, let's say, 13,500 for the next year, and you can earn more money tax free. Whereas now until so now there are two different dates which I was seeing on the articles. The one was that the tax freeze is until 2026. The other article said it's until 2028. So what we can say is at least until 2026. Now basically they will be fixing this personal allowance. It will be capped at 12,500. So basically we won't be getting that extra 1,000 pound tax free. Now what it means is that it actually means it's like tax cuts. Like we need to pay more taxes to the government until the year of at least 2026. Now yeah, so I think this is something to kind of look for, that in terms of your salary which you'll be earning, you'll be paying more tax on that in the coming years. The third bad news is in terms which is not like directly affecting you guys, but I mean it depends what is your salary. So right now we have got like different tax brackets. As I said, the first tax bracket at the moment was 12,500. If your salary is above 12,500, then we've got second kind of cap. You need to pay 20% between that. But now for the people who, like, you know, if like they were earning more than 150,000 pounds, which is 1.5 crore in, let's say, Indian currency, they were paying 45% of tax beyond. So let's say if you're earning 180,000 pounds, so basically for the 30,000 pound of difference you need to pay 45% of tax. Now that limit has reduced to 125,000 pounds. So basically it means that now they have to pay even more tax, given that the bracket has came down to 125,000 pounds. In general, like especially if you're a graduate, you won't be earning that amount of salaries, and even if you've got 5 or 6 years of experience, you won't be earning that amount of money. Like those are kind of exceptional people who are earning this amount of money, right? It might be doctors, engineers, like who've got loads of experience, and maybe they are, let's say, they've got their own clinics and stuff. Only those are the people who will be earning this amount of money. But on average, a graduate in UK earns around 35,000 pounds to 50,000 pounds every single year. So now coming to the third and the last bad news, which is in terms of the companies laying off, right? You might have already heard in the news itself that I think it was Amazon is laying off, Facebook has been laying off their staff, and Microsoft, and also Twitter, right? So these are the really kind of big companies who are kind of laying off their staff. So which also means that a lot of companies are slowing down their hiring. What it means for the international students is that, not only for international students, for any students, like even if they're UK students who are watching my video, that you might be finding it difficult for yourself to be able to get a job after you graduate, especially for the people who are graduating in the recent September, like which has already passed, or people who are graduating in the January. So they might be finding it a bit hard for them to actually land up in a job itself. So with this, I hope like this video was useful and constructive. I've been listing down the good and bad news, and do make sure that you check out the NordVPN. That make sure you utilize the special offer which is just mentioned over here. With this, I hope this video was helpful. Cheers, bye bye.